All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you, just like me. So, Phil Collins is in the news, and it's not necessarily good news, but let me get to that momentarily. I just want to share this again with folks. The band is called Alliance. The album, Before Our Eyes, about as good as you're going to get for new material in the year 2025. If you like 70s influences, 80s influences, obviously people are raving, including yours truly, about the new Styx album. But this is a band that's probably not on your radar. And these are three guys who are amazing musicians. All right. So check it out for yourself, courtesy of Frontiers Music. Order yourself a copy. Help the artist. This stuff is going to go away if we don't support it because it costs money to make these albums. And quite honestly, these guys are probably putting out their own money. Maybe they go out on tour with a different group or something. I don't know. Maybe session work. Maybe they have another job. I don't know. But it's not easy to put out music today and then have nobody purchase that music. And streaming, you're not making a lot of money at all. And that needs to change, by the way. That's something that really politicians need to get involved with and fix, all right? Because what's the incentive to be creative? Just you love music, so I'm going to have to self-finance, and people don't have a lot of disposable income these days. I'm just saying. All right, so this thing about Phil Collins popped up in my feed, and so I'm going to cover it. Phil Collins, this could be a thing. People are putting out rumors online, and the headline is this. Phil's representatives have shut down rumors that Phil is in hospice care. Now, if you watched that last Genesis tour with Phil, that was pretty painful stuff. Ann Wilson with Heart, that is like a picnic compared to watching Phil Collins with Genesis, as far as I'm concerned. But the fact that we're talking about this stuff really illustrates that maybe these guys and gals need to stop touring soon. But Phil, I think, is done. So now people are wondering, is he in the hospital? What's happening? He is in the hospital, and he's recovering from knee surgery. This, according to a statement provided by The Independent. While it's not clear what specifically caused the rumor of hospice care to surface on social media, Collins has been candid about his health issues as of late. Last month, he told Mojo, he says, I keep thinking I should go downstairs to the studio and see what happens. But he says, I'm not really hungry for it anymore. The thing is, I've been sick. I've been very sick. Man, this is just sad. So Phil Collins struggles with his health date back to the 2007 Genesis reunion tour when he dislocated a vertebrae in his neck and suffered nerve damage as a result of the dislocated vertebrae. In the years that followed, he underwent multiple spinal surgeries. Another reunion came to fruition, the last Domino tour, where Collins was able to sing, though he was replaced by his son Nick Collins on drums. Nick, by the way, is a terrific drummer and did a fantastic job. The elder Collins said back then that he could barely hold a stick and that it was very frustrating because I'd love to be playing. Now, I had this idea how you fix Genesis or keep it going. Most people are going to say, no Phil Collins, no Genesis. But remember, they did do an album without Phil. And prior to Phil being the singer, you had Peter Gabriel. But I'm thinking Nick Collins on drums and Simon Collins on lead vocals. And I think you could do a Genesis tour. Simon is pretty interesting if you haven't heard some of his stuff. In a 2024 documentary about Phil Collins, The drummer could be seen sitting down at the drum kit for the first time in several years. He says, I'd love to have a crack at this again, but I feel like I've used up my air miles. So, again, Phil Collins is not in hospice care. He is recovering from surgery, another surgery, this time on his knee. So, obviously, we wish Phil Collins well. I mean, Jeff Lynne just stopped touring. I mean, all of this is just shutting down. As I like to say, I'm documenting the end of the classic rock era. And this is why I talk about new stuff. I guess a lot of us don't care at this point. I do get messages like, hey, there's enough old music I can listen to. Um, I don't know. I always thought we were just going to keep going with this stuff. And then when the 90s came along, something weird happened where you couldn't have everything on one rock station anymore. And if you go check out mainstream rock these days, there's no variety in what it sounds like. It's real dark. It's thumping, brooding, angry. It's all minor key. It's all like you're hitting a it's like if you're hitting a guitar note, it just sounds off. It sounds like battery acid, you know. I don't know. It's like you hit that piano key and it's the wrong key and it should have been the key next to it. They play stuff in those keys now and it's the norm. And the lyrics are all depressing for the most part. And it's been this way since the 90s and this is the new normal, right? We heard about what the new normal was supposed to be a few years ago. And so the music, everything seems to be like going in that direction. So when I hear music like this, I go, huh, it can still be done. All right. The new Styx album is really good, even though I have been busting on those guys for a while. But if you put out good music, I'm going to be honest and say it's good music. I mean, I'm not going to say just because I don't like what they've done, to a certain band member, that they can't make good music. I'm not rooting for them to make good music, but they did make good music. So what can you say, right? Styx and Alliance, and there are other things I've been promoting. The new album by Double Vision, which I've shared a number of times. And these guys are just Foreigner upstarts, basically. Foreigner tribute band. And they said, hey, we're going to record some actual original music, as did the band Voyage a few years ago. Of course, Hugo left. So then I'm like, what happened there? So it's tough. I mean, you got to follow this stuff. Go over to Frontiers Music. They have a lot of great stuff out there. And their variety since maybe 2023, 2022 has really improved. Like they have a lot of great stuff that they didn't used to have, in the sense that I think before everything was kind of sounding the same. Like they would put out a band and it would just have a sound, and then another release would come out and that would have a similar sound. Whereas now I think there's more variety. There are other great record labels out there. Pride and Joy Music is terrific. You should check that out. Was it the Misfit Toys or Missing Toys? Man, I've already butchered it, right? They're going to be over there. And there's going to be a lot of other great things coming to that record label. Escape Music is great. So there are a number of fantastic record labels to choose from. You should follow them, get notifications if you care about new stuff, because yeah, it's out there. And then of course the internet, people just uploading stuff. And there are a lot of great independent record labels, blues record labels, Gulf Coast Records, absolutely amazing record label. The blues stuff, which people are just ignoring, it's all of it is just so next level great. And I'll probably do a video about, again, I've talked about it. There's a bar down the street from me, and for $20, you can go see someone who's 10 times more talented than the stuff on mainstream rock stations today. And I'm serious, because I've been there, and you're right up close, and there's no voice correction. There's none of the weird stuff that happens at these big rock concerts um, for $20. You know what I mean? It might be a little more for some of the bigger names, but I'll do a video on that eventually. So, all right. I'm rambling on here. People hate it when I ramble. And you know what I would do? I would stop watching when I start rambling, I guess. At least I did it toward the end this time. Thanks for being here. God bless everyone. Before I go, Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube memberships, and PJ Rock Super Chats. Don't forget to subscribe, like the videos, and get those notifications so you know when a new video gets posted. God bless everyone. See you soon.